You know, it's really hard sometimes when change comes to us when we didn't want it, when we didn't try to manifest it. We were doing maybe everything we could to go around it. But, you know, in those situations, I think all you can do is just take today. You can just deal with what's in front of you right now. Sometimes if you look at the big picture, the grand scheme of things, it can be like so overwhelming that you just would freak out. It's just too much. But if you just take that giant pie that's in front of you, you might say, and just cut a little tiny slice, and then just consume what you can right now, you can work through a whole lot of stuff. You know, you're probably like me, and you can look back in your life and think of some huge thing that you had to do, some path you had to negotiate. You probably think, how did I do that? If I were to be told I was going to do that, I would never be able to do that. Well, maybe that's why sometimes we're not going to be told now, you know, what's going to come up. You know, not everything is going to be given to us. Because if it did, it might actually interfere with the work that we're doing so that we wouldn't do what we needed to do when we needed to do it. So everything's not always going to be made crystal clear to you for a reason, because, you know, it would interfere with maybe the work you're doing. But if you look back, too, though, you can also say, you know what? I'm glad I didn't know, because if I had, I couldn't have done this, but because I was able to just take a day at a time, I was able to get this done. And look what I did. Yay for me. You know, look what I overcame. And that's how I grew. That's how I completed maybe some soul work that I needed to do. That's how I was able to negotiate that path. And then that can help you look ahead and remind you, you know, yeah, I can do this. You know, I have help. I have help from above, you know. And I have help from my friends, hopefully. But there's, you know, always hope that you can navigate that path if you just, again, look at it in little pieces. And sometimes, too, you know, you can also try to imagine an outcome that you would, you know, like. And even if that is not something that's available to you right now, maybe by the time you're working through whatever is in front of you, you can actually see that you manifested a hopeful outcome that you know needed after all. Maybe not, but it's worth a try. And I think there's a lot of power in that, in imagination. I think it can help put you on a certain path or help you sow certain seeds to create a desired outcome. There's power in that, and you just need to daydream. Just daydream, not daydream, daydream. You know, the things you might like to see happen in your life when you get a chance. Don't overdo it, because then you just get in your way. It's like you clog up the pipe. But if you just kind of put it out there and daydream what you're hoping to see down the road, good chance, not absolute, nothing's absolute in this life. There's a good chance you can see yourself having the opportunity to create that outcome. Sometimes, you know, time you get there, you don't even want that anymore. Sometimes your desires change. But on the other hand, sometimes they don't. And you may have a very good chance, as I said, at manifesting an outcome or a path or a reality that would suit you a whole lot better than maybe what you're doing right now. Okay, that's today's blog.